Hey guys, it's Bobby Legs, and welcome to another episode of Bobby Legs Loves Watches. And today I will be reviewing the TEUFELSBERG number 4 in rose gold by Fine Watches Berlin. I'd like to thank my buddy over at the Beans and Bezels YouTube channel. Beans and I, we love German watches. We do have that in common. And he's taken it a step further. He has reviewed German brands and microbrands such as this one that most of us here in the States have never even heard of. So I'm going to put a link to his channel in the description below. Please subscribe. Watch the videos. Do yourself a favor. He is an amazing photographer, filmmaker, videographer, whatever, all that stuff. He presents the reviews so eloquently. It'll be definitely worth your time. So please check out the Beans and Bezels YouTube channel. And so before I go into this review, please remember to like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get notifications every time I upload new videos. I love making these videos, and I hope you like them too. So let's get on with the review. Before I get into the specs, I want to point something out real quick that I noticed. And at the 6 o'clock position, you see it says designed in Germany. Now, Fine Watches Berlin is a father-daughter brand. And like most micro brands, they source parts. I would imagine they source parts from other parts of the world and it gets put together somewhere else in the world. But the fact that they put in design in Germany, where some other micro brands would just leave that and you wouldn't know. It's not made in Germany; it's designed in Germany. I think that's a nice touch. Gives a little bit of transparency too, and it just plays into the fact that this is a very much German style Bauhaus looking watch. Very popular styling that you'll see across many a German brand in their German in their dress watches. So let's get right into the specs. As I measured in my calipers, we have a 39.7 millimeter case diameter, a 49 millimeter lug to lug. I measured just under 11 millimeters with the case thickness. Now the site says 11.4, but I got around 10.8, and that's including with of course, the flat sapphire crystal, which I believe has AR coating underneath. Stainless steel case, high polished. You have these, the lugs are long, and it's very reminiscent to Nomos, a lot of their models in Stova. That's one of the first things that I noticed. Bauhaus styling and long lugs, very much reminiscent to a lot of German brands with that. So a nod to them. This comes in this leather strap. It's black leather strap, which is a nice leather strap. Very comfortable. Has this blue stitching, this slight blue stitching that I almost missed it. And then when I had zoomed into the camera, I was like, oh, that's a blue stitching there. So that's nicely done. Give it a little splash of color there. Now at the case back here, we have a screwed in case back, 6 screws at the edges here. An exhibition case back with showing off the Miyota caliber 8218 automatic movement. My first experience with this movement. You have a 21,600 beats per hour, power reserve of 42 hours and 21 joules. The rotor is engraved here from Berlin with love, and some German writing in here. This Zafir, I'm sure that means sapphire and whatnot. 5 ATM, so 50 meter water resistance. This is not a screw down crown. You wouldn't expect that necessarily with a dress watch. Push pull. The first position, the flush position, is to wind. The first position here, or second, let's call it the second position, is a date change. Obviously there is no date window here, so it's a ghost date change. And the last position will change the time. Now this movement has a small seconds, as you can see on the dial here, at the between 4 and 5 position, which is a little different and appreciated. You do have this reddish seconds hand to add a little bit of splash, and it's seated in the dial, that small second. So you do get this nice depth, along with the 12, 3, 9, and 6 in rose gold, and the batons, the rest of the hour batons also in rose goldish. It's not rose gold, but it's a rose gold tone. There is lume on the hour hands and the minute hand, and you do have loomed pips at the hour, each individual hour. And so let's throw this on the scale, get a weight measurement here. The watch feels very, very light, as you would expect with a dress watch. And let's wait till that zeroes out. There you go. And I'm getting 76 grams. So light as expected. Let's throw this on wrist, and a quick wrist check while I'm at it. I am wearing the Zinn 856 UTC. Of course, I'm wearing a German watch, reviewing a German designed watch. I had to do it. So let's put this on wrist. And I have a 6 3/4 inch wrist to give you a perspective. And like I said, this is just under, as I said earlier, just under 40 millimeter. The lugs are 49 millimeters lug to lug. Now, the case back, and I'll show you, it kind of bubbles, and it's hard to show here, but the case back goes further down than the lugs, if you know what I mean. So it just sits right there. So the lugs are kind of like up in space a little bit. So while the case diameter feels, you know, great, I mean 40 millimeters is in my sweet spot. The lugs, it just looks a little bit strange, and it's something I've seen in Nomos and some of the other German watches that have these long lugs. Now, not all of them do have this case back that comes down further than the lug point, but these long lugs don't really work well on my wrist per se. So this watch may be better suited for somebody who has a flatter wrist. It could be 6 3/4, but it has a flatter wrist, if you know what I mean, or somebody with a wrist size bigger than mine. Now this watch retails for around $600, and that is pretty steep for what I think you get here. However, there is something that you should know. The company does donate parts of the sales to charity. So this particular model, $60 of it will be going to Hands with Hands, which is a charity for help support communities in Nepal. So if you're looking for a brand that has kind of some sort of social charitable connection, this is a brand that you may consider. You know, if you're looking for a watch that has the German Bauhaus styling DNA, and you're not looking to spend Nomos type money, you may want to also consider this. But consider it with the fact that you're doing some good here, and part of your proceeds are going to charity. I know there's probably better options at this price point, but this is more about, you know, what the brand does for communities around the world. So guys, let me know what you think about this watch. Please put a comment below. I love when you guys put in comments, and I love connecting with you guys, and I'll see you guys soon in the next video.